Does Connor McDavid give you beta energy?
Does he give me beta energy?
And does Leon Draisaitl give
wouldn't.
you alpha energy?
Look, I'll put it to you this way. When it comes to leadership inside of a locker room, there's a few different ways you can go. You can go with a guy that leads by example. Steve Yzerman comes to mind because he's just, one of my favorite players growing up. He wasn't overly vocal. He wasn't overly angry. He wasn't a hot button guy. He wasn't a guy that would light up the locker room if something went wrong. He was the guy that just sat there. He would get very quiet. And he would go out there and say, fine, I'll do it myself. And it's kind of interesting. I was watching Tom Brady's channel the other day, and he uploaded a very quick video. It was mostly sponsorships. He had Carlos Sainz on his show, and they were doing a little 50-yard chip challenge and just talking about leadership. And Tom said, I always felt like if I could make myself better, that inspired my teammates to get better. And then if they got better, it inspired me to get better and whatnot. And Connor McDavid is that kind of guy going, fine, I'll do it myself. And that inspires other guys. There are other guys like Adam Lowry, who are the Winnipeg Jets, who is not, let's be honest, not the most skilled guy in the world. But every guy in that locker room, when he walks in, he's got kind of like that Andrew Ference kind of swag to him. When he walks in, everyone's like, okay, STFU, Ference is here. I think when Draisaitl walks into the room, I think he has a not better, but a different kind of respect where it's like, oh, hey, Dry just walked in. Hey, yo, hey, chill. Put it down. Dry just walked in. I think it's similar. It's like, yo, McDavid's here. Everyone, the captain's here. I think they respect him because he wears the C and he is the best player on the team. But when it comes to that alpha male energy, I think Dry has got a little bit of an edge on that one. And I would say that the only reason why he's not wearing the C over Connor, and it's 1A and 1B, is probably because if you're leading a Canadian team, you're going to want a Canadian captain. I mean, that's pretty obvious to everyone. You're not going to put a German as your captain. But when it comes to who I would have leading my Legion, I would probably pick Leon Draisaitl over Connor McDavid.
If we were storming the beaches of Normandy, I want Draisaitl. I want Neon Leon leading the charge. Connor McDavid, maybe put him in the back somewhere. I don't necessarily know if I'd follow his lead as much, but I like Draisaitl.
I think indication of that is in their interviews a lot, where Connor McDavid is a Canadian guy. He wants to say the right things. He's been conditioned to say the right things. He wants to make sure that are you okay? Am I okay? Is everyone okay? Are you okay with that? Do you want me to redo it? Where Draisaitl kind of walks in, just kind of sits down and goes, all right, what do you want? How much time are you taking? All right, am I good to go? Okay, bye. Where there's a little more of that chip on the shoulder. And people love Connor McDavid more because he is a little more humble, and that's the Canadian way, obviously. But when it comes to flat out, if you had to line up guys, like who are you going to lead into the charge, I think you'd have more guys lining up behind Dry than you would McDavid.
Well, if you compare the outburst after Game 2 in Florida last year, he comes in the locker room, he's completely emotionally unhinged. He seems like he's being caused. Like he is not causing. He's not in control of his own emotions, as opposed to he's being affected by the outside world and he's foaming at the mouth, as opposed to like you look at Neon Leon when he's doing the interviews. You can ask whatever questions you want. Ultimately, I decide the answers that I'm going to give you, and he's calm, cool, and collected. I like when he took the piss out of, that dirtbag Mark Spector. Why are you so pissy with me? I don't know, probably because I'm answering questions from you. Just calm, cool, I'm in the driver's seat, not you. And he gives more of that dominant energy than McDavid does.
Wait. And I know that freak out, we'll call it a freak out,
it's good for TV,
viral.
though, but it looks like he's like not in control of himself. It almost looks like feminine when he's freaking out like that.
Well, I don't know about feminine, but to me, I am not making this a blanket statement. I'm making it a very specific statement on that situation in particular. I want to make sure there's context on this when I say this. That, to me, again, seemed like a guy that was basically, he lost that whole, I'm going to sit there and do it myself. And he basically came out and said, I can't do this all by myself, you guys. Jeepers Murphy, for creep's sakes, like Scheifele would say, frick yeah, guys, frick yeah. He he got very emotional, and that is okay. I have no problems with guys showing their emotion in the locker room, especially if you're going to call guys out as the captain. I don't know. He didn't seem to me like he was pinpointing a specific situation. It was just an emotional burst, and it came across more as whining going. And I don't want that to be the whole idea of what I think about Connor McDavid, because I do not think he is a whiner at all. If anything, he's emotionally one of the toughest players in the league, especially what he goes through when he's on the ice. But it was an emotional outburst that was deserved, but I just don't think he was the guy that should have been delivering that.
Have you seen any of the Oilers fights? I don't mean to transition the subject out yet, but I'm just thinking of...
On or off the ice. I saw a really good one at their watch party.
Which one? There's been like 9 of them that have come out. Like on the LRT, the Light Rail Transit, at the watch party, at the Moss Pit. There was one outside of Canadian Brew House. I think also Moxie's, some dudes were thrown down. These Oilers fans are insane. I couldn't believe it. What did you think?
Tell me you're an oil worker without telling me you're an oil worker. Go ahead. You go first. I fought at a watch party because some guy bumped into me and spilled my beer. I think that's pretty good evidence of what's going on in Edmonton, man. These are no bullshit people. I was born and raised there. I am a product of the oil production plant in northern Alberta. I understand these guys are tough as nails. And if you say the wrong thing and you trigger them the wrong way, it's like, dude, I just worked 18 days in a row, 12-hour shifts, and I'm trying to enjoy the beer. If you can't keep to yourself, then I'm going to knock you out. That's just the way it goes in AB, baby. That's just the way it goes.
I love that guy getting pumped outside the bathroom entrance. I'll put the video in the video version of the show. This guy was just getting smoked. Again, head to the headboard outside of the men's washroom inside Rogers Place. I like that video. There's a couple good videos. Obviously, they'll be in the video version of the show. But Oilers fans, tough as nails. Way better than the business crowd in the suits at the Leafs. The entire 100 section is just businesses and suits. That place is dead. It's almost like ripping a fart in church. No emotion at all.
Obviously, we don't condone violence at all, but it does say a lot about
ripping farts in church.
Although it does to me show a lot about the fan base. That's for sure.
If you enjoyed what you just saw, we do new clips every single day, twice a day on the Clips channel. You see clips right here. And beside Dave's crotch, we have a full-length show every single Sunday, right by my hand.
Click right here.